While many stars are getting back on their journeys to the top, others aren't as lucky. From Rafa pulling out of Wimbledon because of injuries, to Azarenka being forced to sit the Toronto out because of visa issues, there's chaos all over. Rumor has it that she might have been denied entry into the country because of her affiliation with Russia. But is it really true? Let's find out more about how Victoria Azarenka's visa issues led to her withdrawal. First off, is the former world number one really not playing? Yep, you heard that right. Things aren't all rainbows and butterflies for Azarenka, as she's forced to sit out on the Toronto Open. But why? Apparently, Canada, the peaceful nation, doesn't really want her there. And we say this because her visa application was denied. The two-time Grand Slam winner is understandably disheartened at the sudden denial of entry, as she had been looking forward to the tournament. She took to Twitter to tell her fans about the disappointing news. Her tweet read, "I wanted to inform you that, unfortunately, I have to withdraw from the tournament in Toronto due to my visa not being approved. It's truly disappointing." The player even added how not getting her visa was especially sad for her, since Toronto Open was among her favorite tournaments. She even added that playing in Canada has always been wonderful for her, since she gets to meet tons of fans and has made a lot of new friends over the years. She ended it by wishing good luck to the ones competing and telling her fans that she'll see them in Cincinnati. So if you're disheartened at the idea of Victoria not being there, just sit tight, because you'll get to see your favorite star play again on August 13th at the Cincinnati Masters. Also, this is, of course, a big setback for her, considering the fact that she's currently ranked at number 20th and needs as many wins under her belt as she can to climb up the list. What's more, she even lost in the quarterfinals of the City Open against China's Wang Zhiyu, so it must have been really disappointing for her to miss yet another chance. So, was she really denied visa because of affiliations with Russia? Now, if you were looking for some saucy gossip, we might have to disappoint you. It's true. You shouldn't really believe everything you read on the internet. Anyway, coming to the question at hand, no, she wasn't denied entry because of Russian antics. But we kinda get how people would jump to that conclusion. Belarusian Azarenka has had to miss Wimbledon this summer owing to its ban on her nationals and Russian competitors as a reaction to the military conflict in Ukraine. Yet while tennis governing organizations have prohibited groups from Belarus and Russia from participation in major championships, players coming from the two nations have been allowed to be involved as neutrals on the WTA and ATP circuits, and will also be approved for their upcoming US Open. We know this for surety because Tennis Canadian officials came forward to clear the air and speak their stance. Their statement basically confirmed how she's been unable to get a visa. Plus, they also added that the entire Tennis Canada team had done their best to help Vika with her entrance. But unfortunately, the processing turnaround time turned out to be a bit too difficult. And finally, they ended their vague statement by wishing her all the best for the US hardcourt season and hoping that they'd be able to have her play next year. And how are fans feeling about the whole thing? Well, not very well, to say the least. There are some out there blaming Canada and coming up with ulterior motives as to why they pulled this move, while others can't help but notice history repeating itself as the players famous for pulling out of matches in the middle of tournaments when things don't go her way. Fans were obviously pretty pissed about the whole situation, and some even went on Twitter to bluntly bash the Canadian government for their textbook racism. This one fan said, "Canada refusing visas to certain nationalities. Textbook racism." One Twitter user even noticed a pattern and called the Canadian authorities out. They pointed out how Vika not getting her visa seems like a pattern, since both Mayar Sharif and Tomas Echeverry were denied visa approvals as well, while another called out Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for making up rules that prevented innocent people from entering his country. They also went on and called his control a dictatorship. Yikes. And if you think that was it, well, Azarenka fans, we might need you to take a seat, because this one Twitter user just called Victoria out. Yep, not the Canadian authorities, but the player. She tweeted how the country refusing her entrance and making her drop out is so much better than what she usually does when she withdraws in the middle of matches matches because she ends up losing to lesser players. Ouch, that hurt. They even went on and called her a crybaby. Talk about adding fuel to the fire, but don't worry. Before you get all red in the face, statements like these are very rare. Usually the majority was mad at the rules, and some even went as far as calling Canada a country. Now, how does Azarenka feel about the ban? While authorities have established that her denied visa has nothing to do with the ban on Russian and Belarusian players, she's still pretty vocal about the topic. When she was prevented from playing, she talked in an interview about how, by banning players, Wimbledon lost the opportunity to show their and the sport's inclusiveness. Vika was obviously understandably disappointed at missing out on such a major slam, and added that she hoped another opportunity would soon come up for them to be able to change their stance and do things differently. And it's not for a lack of effort from her end. She even added that she tried her best to let the authorities allow her to play, but apparently all her remarks were dismissed, and the officials were too ignorant and careless even to consider her solutions. And in some other news. First off, tennis fans and their rude reaction to Emma Raducanu's loss. Apparently, tennis fans are of the view that the star is all hyped without having any skills that speak for her gameplay. Emma's 2022 season took a turn for the worse as she was defeated in the Canadian Open. That too with a straight sets loss. This will be counted as her 14th loss of the entire season. Both tennis and Emma fans weren't expecting this to happen and hoped that the absurd hype revolving around the Brit would soon come to an end. Considering how awful she's been playing. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Their words, not ours. Another fan thought that they just had to pitch in as well by saying that Raducanu is a one and done player, since she's been pretty unimpressive ever since her out-of-the-blue US Open performance a year ago. Others were a bit kinder by saying that people should manage their expectations and know that she's in the learning phase. Also, Naomi Osaka says she tried her best, but wasn't able to perform well. The struggle is not over for Naomi, as she was forced to end a match midway because of unseen issues. A back injury caused her to withdraw from her Canadian Open opener against Kaya Kanepi on Tuesday. After falling a set and breaking down against Kanepi, the former world number one just couldn't push herself any further. Osaka came back from a breakdown in a competitive first set that featured 2 medical timeouts to save a set point in the 12th game. In the next tiebreak, Kanepi took advantage of her second set point to take a commanding lead. The seasoned Estonian went on a 3-game winning streak after that, and Osaka finally called it quits. The 24-year-old revealed she felt something in her back from the beginning of the match while explaining her injury, and while she did try to stifle it a bit, in the end, it just took over. This is especially sad since it feels like Osaka has been having an injury-plagued season. She even had to pull out in Madrid because of her foot injury. We hope she feels better soon. With her dad coaching her, we definitely expected some great tennis from her. And finally, Michelle Obama congratulating Serena on her decision to retire. Yup, the 23 times Grand Slam winner has finally decided to hang her boots and call it a day. This truly is a sad day in tennis history. After around 3 decades or so, in which the star stunned the world with her shots, the American legend has decided to end her journey now. And while a lot of us are grieving the fact that she's finally taking a bow, many famous people are congratulating her and thanking her for her work. Michelle Obama happened to be one of them and thanked her for everything she's done so far to break barriers and become a positive light in the world. She also wishes her all the luck for the next phase of her life. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think could be the reason behind Azarenka being denied entry? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.